Hey guys, Art13131 here, and we're in week 5. So we're moving right along and sort of in the midterm here. That's why I'm asking for the midterm presentation. Will be due this week. I'm actually going to extend it so that it is due, you have till next Wednesday to turn it in to me. And you'll submit it the same way as you submit artwork on Canvas under this midterm presentation assignment. If you have difficulty with that, let me know and we'll work out something else, possibly in an email attachment or something, but I think it should work. Okay, so let's talk about the midterm presentation. It is a 5-minute long presentation, 5 minute or longer, can be longer, but at least 5 minutes, okay? Presentation on either an artist or an art style or an art movement or an art technique or method or something in art history. So, that being said, whatever you're presenting on, you want to be able to provide 5 or more images that describe and show evidence and example of what you're talking about in your presentation. So, if it's an artist, you're going to be showing their artwork, 5 or more images showing what kind of artwork they do. And probably their most famous stuff. It doesn't have to be a famous artist. Could be someone lesser known, and that's fine. But still, you're going to show 5 or more images of their artwork, okay? And you're going to have text in your presentation. If it's a PowerPoint or Google Slides, you're going to have text um, and images provided so we can read about it and look at images. Now this is 5 minute long or longer, so it's pretty concise. It's kind of like a concise essay where you're going to open up with a introduction to this subject and have a body of knowledge here and a body of that you're going to read about this subject, kind of progression ish from the beginning to end sort of thing in this progression of whatever your subject is. Maybe you're showing a technique or a method, and then so you're going to start with the beginning of that and the middle of that and the end of that, and have a conclusion. Same with an artist, showing where they started, what their body of work might have been, and then where they ended up and how they ended up with that artwork or their life. You can say a lot about their life if you'd like to, and or focus on just the artwork or both, a little of both. But still, be concise, get to the point. It shouldn't ramble too much, but it shouldn't be minimal either. So work that out as you will. Now, if you're working on a certain art movement, you can look up art movements. Were many. Okay, Renaissance, Romanticism, the classics, the modernism, postmodernism, uh, surrealism, and going into Dadaism and Cubism. There were Impressionist artists, which is one of my favorite, and then moving on into the pop art era and beyond. So you can talk about any one of those art movements. Look them up, research them, find something you like, or unless you don't know already, then find something you like. You can present on that era and then show images that support that show what you're talking about. Okay? 5 or more. Okay, so most important is that you're going to do your own artwork in this, whatever subject you're talking about. So you're going to do one piece of artwork, whether it be a drawing or painting. If you are okay at painting, or maybe you're really good at painting, then do a painting. If you are not good at painting and you have not painted, because this is not really a painting class, then don't paint. to stay with drawing. Okay, stay with graphite or charcoal and draw your artwork that relates to your subject that you are presenting on. Okay, most important, you got to include that in your presentation. If it's not there, I'm going to ask you, where's your artwork for this presentation? Okay, so make sure you have your artwork. You have 5 images that is related to your subject and a body of knowledge here, like an essay, where you start off with a introduction, a body of knowledge, and conclusion. Okay, 5 minutes or longer. That's basically it. You can also make a video if you'd like. If you're good at making little videos and you can just narrate and show examples, as long as they're clear enough for me to see, possibly you're able to do a video like I'm doing here and show. There's a YouTube video, so you're going to show different images that you have on your computer or you can find and go to them. And then you're going to also show your artwork on it, whether you put up a page of it in the video or include it somehow on your computer that you're showing images from. Okay, so uh, think about all that. Think about what you're going to do. Get it together, and it's due by at least by next week, next Wednesday. So any time during the week. But you have a week and a half to do this. So if you have any questions, let me know, and we can discuss it further. Okay? Let's talk about the one assignment. We only have one assignment, not 3, this week, so that gives you plenty of time to do your presentation, midterm presentation. So we're talking about assignment number 13, which is a landscape drawing. It can be a seascape drawing too, or painting. If you're good at painting, like I said, if you're good at painting, you're pretty good at it, then go ahead and paint. If not, draw. Okay? I'm going to show you some images here. um, where the heck did they go? Oh, here we go. And so there's many images here on Bing Images when I put in landscape drawings. And they have paintings here too, so you can go off and on and back and forth. The main thing when you're drawing anything is that you're putting in the light and dark shadowing. So there'll be light areas and very dark areas and all the midtones in between. That's what we're working with in drawing this semester, this term. So also there's proportion. That's why I ask you to, if you're not really good at working from imagination, you're not a skilled artist yet, then work from an image that you're going to sort of copy and get ideas from. Then you can see the proportions and something that you actually need to match on your page. You can see the light and dark shadows and lit up areas from sun or the light source and the dark shadowy areas, and you can put those in too where they belong. And you can see the levels of tone that you're actually working with, and you can put those in on your artwork. So it's better to be looking at something unless you're really skilled at drawing or painting. So get something off the internet here, out of a magazine or some other book, or go out and actually find something you can take a photo of and bring home, or you want to sit there and sketch. It's kind of rainy and stormy right now, but if you can do that, fine. Like sitting in the car and doing it. Uh, however you want to work it. I've done that, so it can be done. But go ahead and go out and take a photo of something that's a landscape or a seascape. Let me show you seascape ideas, but if you scroll through here, you'll see many rivers and streams and pathways and little bridges and maybe there's a home or a barn or some sort of cabin next to some of this stuff. There's lights and darks in water and in sky. Nothing is white as paper, unless it is white as paper, which would be what? Maybe snow. Maybe snow is white as paper. Typically any field or dirt or grass or bushes or trees or sky or water or any other structure is basically has a tint or shade in it that is not white as paper. So don't rely on white as paper as your done thing. And any of these you're looking at has white as paper, it's probably not accurate. Okay, like the water in these two, or some of the mountain area, not really. This is more accurate here, where you have some lights and darks to everything. You have a reflection in the water of that mountain. You have ripples in water. Okay? So nothing's white as paper, really. You can get really light tones to grass and stuff, or you have a field of amber grain or something. It can be very light in graphite, but still it has a tone. It's not white as paper. Okay, so get away from using and relying on white as paper things. Whoever has sent me those, I've always commented, you got to put some shading in here. Where's your image? So I can compare. That's another thing. Make sure you save an image here, or whatever photograph you're working from, be able to send that to me, either initially with your first submission, or down the line when I ask for it, have it ready so that I can compare what you were working from. I call it the model. Okay, so send me your model so I can see how many lights and darks in here and how many you put in and compare and help you. All right? So that's a requirement with everything. Have that photo ready to go. So seascapes can be rather interesting too. Sometimes they do have a boat and land. Of course, I want some land in your seascape, sea and land. I think that's better than just the sea, unless you're really good at it. If you do something like this, okay, I'm down, all right. But the rest of these have a little bit of land to them, unless it's a real pipeline wave here, and then you're showing a sunset through it. That's pretty cool. But don't just show a flat ocean, a sky, and some sand, and that's it, and call it a day. Have some composition. Have something interesting to look at. My bird is making way too much noise back there. Stop that. No. Hey! Shut him up now and then. He won't shut up. So you can look at a lot of these, and there's a lot of ways to paint this or draw it. Rocks, light and dark areas, all in the rocks. Light and dark areas to the wash splashing up on the rocks. They're not all white as paper. And same with the ocean here, ripples and turns and moves, light and dark areas. Okay, so look for all that. Look for all the light and dark areas. Find where they are on your paper and shade them in smoothly with the side of your pencil, overhand grip, possibly. Get the right proportions. You want everything to be smooth shading. So you need to get a smudging tool or use a rag over your finger or maybe a Q-tip, something like that that's going to smudge that graphite and smooth it out. Now, when you do that, it may get darker. So you may have to erase some out and work back and forth with erasing and adding more tone, erasing tone, and find where you really want to be. Lots of landscapes here and seascapes. Let's try a good one to do is lighthouse. If you can put a lighthouse in your seascape, usually that means there's some land involved, and you can put that together. So there's rocky areas with some other areas with grassy things coming up. What I want to mention with the lighthouse is don't make lines for border lines on the lighthouse. Whenever you see those in drawings here, it's not accurate, okay? I'll find one that is. So this is essentially using sort of a line. And the sky has no tone, so that's not right, is it? The sky is white as paper? No, never. It's either grays or blues, right? It's never white as paper, so don't draw it that way. Use some tone in the sky. This one. There's no border line on either side of that lighthouse. It's because this tone, light tone on the lighthouse, meets the darker tone of the clouds on the background that defines an edge. Without a line. There's no line there. Same on this side, darker side of the lighthouse, because it gradually is going into the dark shadow area here, not being hit by your light source. Light, little darker, mid-tones, and then the darker area. Well, that dark area meets the lighter clouds on this side, defining an edge without a line, no line. Same with a lot of these drawings or paintings. It's just that that blue meets that white. Okay, and back and forth. Let's go back. All right, so back to where we were. Same with this one. No lines. Good. That's a good one. This one with a line on the side there? Nah. There's no line on the side of the lighthouse. If there was a line actually drawn right there and you moved 5 feet over to the right or left, or you went to the right, you wouldn't even see it. You'd have to draw a line constantly around this whole thing for you to actually walk around this and see a line there. It's not drawn on there, believe me. So don't draw it in your drawing, all right? But these can be really cool. Lighthouses are really fun to draw. So and paint. So look at this on Bing Images, Google Images. Find something within lighthouse landscape drawing or painting, landscape or just seascape drawing and painting, and look up what you might want to do. Okay, I'm on Bing here, but you could go to Google and find several more images, some of the similar or some of the same. All right, but this is going to be fairly epic. All right, it's one drawing all week. Right, where am I? 5. Okay, yeah, one drawing or painting all week, and you have your midterm presentation. So make this, a good few hours or more. 3 or 4 hours worth of work. Make it good. Make it full. Make it lots of contrast, tints and shades. Nothing's white as paper unless it actually is. And then show me the image where that's true. So I can go, okay, yeah, that's white as paper. All right. Yeah, good job. Or there's lots of contrast, and I want to see you have done that in your drawing as well. Okay, that's what this whole term is about. And a lot of these assignments is drawing with great contrast in lights and darks. All right, we'll leave it at that. Get going on your midterm. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll discuss it with you about your subject matter or how you want to present, and we can go from there. All right, we'll talk with you later.